Welcome back to that Flight Sim channel, guys. This is Captain Gonzo, and today we are taking our first look at the iFly Boeing 737 MAX 8. This has been heavily anticipated not only by us here at the Flight Sim channel, but also the Flight Sim community across the globe. Obviously, the iFly MAX 737 is a simulation and a rendition to Boeing's latest development and evolution in the 737 family, the MAX 8. Albeit troubled in the recent years, it has significantly improved the way the 737 handles with the CFM LEAP engines, providing fuel efficiency, comfort, and reduced costs overall. The MAX 8 is a beautiful aircraft that definitely has its own unique ramp appeal, and here we will be taking at a few factors and a few things that are simulated with the iFly. But for now, enjoy the startup of the APU, guys. Right off the bat, one of the main features that the iFly MAX 8 has is its distinct EFB, or electronic flight bag. As you can see here, I'm searching Denver's airport map, which is a very unique feature to this EFB. As you can see, it pulls up your airport map with taxiways and gate codes, I believe. I wasn't able to play around with it too much, but it's very unique to the iFly. You can also check out the video camera looking aft towards the galleys. Your right and left entrance is there. It has a lot of features too. You can do your payload, your fuel, passenger count, all that good stuff. Your performance calculator, it's also included. There's also a lot of parameters. You can do your ground surface equipment if you're not using an add-on like GSX Pro. So it is very, very unique, and I like that I don't have to go down to the FMC like I do on the PMDG. Now, I'm not a big fan of this whole EFB, to be honest, guys, but it's okay. It's still in development, so let's see what they come up with. Moving on, we are looking at the exterior of the MAX 8 here by iFly. Very good detail. You can see the distinct cowls or cowling on the CFM LEAP 1B engines, offering more cost savings for the airlines, significantly reduced engine noise both inside and out, as they are high bypass engines, and significantly increase the overall performance envelope for the 737 family. But now, guys, we are going to take a listen as we get ready to fire up the MAX 8. So be warned, these engine noises are significantly loud. There's a lot of rumble, so just be prepared to lower that volume a little bit when you're watching the video. you guys, but those engine start sounds just blew my mind away the first time I fired up the iFly. I think it's a great representation and a take on those CFM LEAP engines. Moving on to the exterior model, we can see that the aircraft is very, very well modeled. I am happening to like this airplane more and more I fly it. I've been a huge fan of PMDG's 737 and G series, but the iFly definitely has done a great job showing you what the Max looks like. Here we are on a takeoff roll out of Denver International out of runway 8. We're spooling up, getting the auto throttle, setting it to takeoff thrust, and I gotta tell you, it sounds amazing. I still prefer the PMDG sounds. I know that's maybe a little bit controversial. A lot of people want to see some improvements. I happen to think that after flying on the 737 many, many times in my life, the PMDG's 737 sounds, especially inside the airplane, are 100% on point, but correct me if I'm wrong. Here we are rolling down the runway. Heads-up display has been flipped down, very similar to most of us that come from the PMDG 737. This is pretty much identical to what we get on the PMDG. Right here on the takeoff performance, we were a little bit on the heavier side with our payload, but not too heavy with the fuel. And she took off just nicely. Now, keep in mind, guys, I'll keep saying this throughout the video, this is an early access that iFly released just to test out their payment system and make sure that everything works flawlessly. But once again, just taking a look back outside here as we're climbing to our cruise altitude from Denver, the 737 MAX 8 by iFly does not shy away in detail. The default liveries that you can get from their installer and software are beyond excellent in my opinion. Now, you can always check out free liveries on flightsim.to and places alike. Here we are taxiing the 737 with the Alaska livery, again included with the iFly once you install it, out of Seattle International Airport. One of my favorite liveries on the MAX 8. It just fits it very well, especially towards the aft end with the new livery. And here we're going to show some footage as we are climbing through the clouds. Take a look at the details. Look at the wingtip lights on the bottom of the scimitar there on the split wingtips or the winglets. We've got the flashing and alternating landing lights. The beacon is one of my favorite features that they modeled here on the Max perfectly, in my opinion. Very slow on and off compared to the legacy models with that quick and instantaneous on and off on the beacon. But guys, moving on. Again, I have no complaints with the design of the aircraft. As far as I can tell, this sells me on the point that it is a Max 800 or a Max 8, I should say. So I've got no complaints there. Again, I mentioned that the EFB is still one of my things that I'm not really liking, but that's just my personal take. I do appreciate not having to look down at the FMC and having to set parameters and stuff like we have to on the PMDG. But guys, overall, I think that for an early release, this aircraft is still a very viable option. I know people are saying not to buy it for whatever reason. It is $69, I believe. So take that with a grain of salt. This is just my opinion. I think it is well worth it. I think it's a great introduction to switch over from the PMDG series that we're all accustomed to flying. And I know that PMDG has held the crown for many years, many decades, I should say now, a couple of decades in the flight sim community, but iFly has definitely stepped up to the plate and delivered. Here we are arriving into San Diego with the Southwest Legacy colors. Beautiful, beautiful livery as well. You can't fly a 737 without Southwest colors. You guys probably know that from most of my videos now that I always include some type of Southwest footage. So I'm enjoying the default views, the wing views. I like the animation on the speed brakes here as we touch down and go into reverse. They look great. You can definitely tell they're significantly larger compared to the older 737 series. And then next here, we will be taking a look at the interior cabin that has some interactive features that is exclusive to the iFly 737 MAX. All right, so here we are taking a look at the forward galley just after the flight deck. And this is going to be raw, unedited footage from the sim. It's a little quirky. I was checking everything out for the first time. I saw another YouTuber show how you can animate the window shades and all that, and I had to try everything for myself. So I was trying to mess with the cabin lighting here, but it is daylight, so I think it would have been a lot better with nighttime conditions in the simulator. But you can see that this panel right here in the forward galley is fully interactive, and you can mess around with all the little features. And I still don't know what everything is, how everything works. I'm just exploring this along with you guys for the first time. Look at the first class seating. Again, miles ahead of what PMDG has offered in the 737. We can open and close the luggage bins overhead, which I can guarantee you will come undone with some of my landings here. But I'm just exploring, guys. I am walking the camera through, checking out the seating. I think here I try to simulate sitting here on one of the first class seats, looking over the left wing and engine 1. You can see the Southwest heart there. Little details that I think go a long way. And no complaints, guys. This reminds me a lot of what Phoenix has done with their interior modeling. Just amazing job, if you ask me. And if this is what they consider an early release, early access, I can't wait to see what's coming down the line. Now here, for whatever reason, I couldn't get the window shades to move down. I don't know if I'm just clicking wrong, or maybe it's just a little bug, but not anything serious, if you ask me. Here we're gonna draw the veil here. We're gonna close it, and look at that, guys. We can separate the business class or first class from the economy seating. I think it's another cool feature if you want to really immerse yourself in the flight simulation experience. But overall, again, interior modeling, they take the cake here. They've done a great job. I have no complaints. I happen to enjoy this a lot, and I love it when developers pay attention to more than just the flight deck and the aircraft physics and handling overall. So we'll keep taking a look here, walking around, and then we will see you on the next part of the video. All right, guys, so we are getting ready to wrap up this video. As you can see, we've covered some key features of the iFly 737 MAX 8, and so far, so good. I have no complaints on my end, but then again, I have not flown it enough to be able to pick up on some of the bugs that some other people are noticing online, such as autopilot features that are lacking or doing some funky stuff. But I will update this, I guess, as we go on with the iFly. So far, like we mentioned, the exterior modeling and overall textures are phenomenal. In my personal opinion, I am enjoying the liveries that are included. I am flying most of the airlines that I am used to seeing here in Central Florida and have flown in real world as a passenger. And again, the iFly MAX 737 is a great product, even though it is in its early stages as an early release. And keep in mind that the reason that they released it early was to test out their payment system that is integrated within the plugin software that is part of Flight 1. So with that being said, guys, don't shy away. Don't think that this aircraft is by any means unflyable and broken or whatnot. One of the big highlights, of course, is the EFB and the brand new cockpit that we can expect from the MAX family of the 737. As you can see, we've got the beautiful, gorgeous displays there. Kind of remind me of the Dreamliner, so it is definitely a fresh take on the 737 compared to flying the PMDG 737 NG series. But guys, I don't want to go on rambling too much. I think this should cover the overall first experience with the MAX 8. I've only got a few hours on it. I'll be flying it some more, as well as Captain Flacco. Him and I, you can expect us to see this airplane in our live streams coming up, and some of the other videos that we'll be working on for sure. So with that being said, again, is it worth it? Yeah, I think it's worth it. Paid for this airplane myself with my own money, and I do not regret purchasing it whatsoever. I was a little hesitant, not gonna lie. I was hesitant at first, but at the same time, I was excited to get a brand new airplane to the simulator before we transition to Flight Sim 2024. So guys, with that being said, I appreciate you taking your time to watch this video. I hope that it provides somewhat of information for you to be able to make that decision on whether or not you want to purchase it now during the early access, or if you want to wait for the final product. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Keep checking out more content. Don't forget to check out our videos on the YouTube side here. And guys, we just want to wish you some smooth landings and happy flying. This is Captain Gonzo with that Flight Sim channel. We will see you very soon.